I know this is way late, and I haven't done a review for this show for the past couple episodes, but it's a hot topic right now. We're going into the final week, Breaking Bad. So, you know what? I'm just gonna do this review and talk about this show and this episode in particular, and of course, about the finale coming up on Sunday. So, first off, let me say if you didn't see the new episode from last Sunday, or if you haven't watched this show yet and you want to watch it, stay away from this video. Do not watch this video because it's going to be heavy on spoilers, and we're going to talk about leading up to the finale and scenarios and what could possibly happen. We're going to do a little start of discussion going on that for people who watched the show. So, yeah, this week's episode was Granite State, referencing New Hampshire. This was the penultimate episode of the series, which is very unfortunate because this is some fucking series. Um, so episode 15 of season 5, 16 episodes in the whole season, and the last half of this season, because it's been split into two parts, part 2 of season 5 has been some of the greatest television ever. I mean, ever. That's, rivaling Sopranos, any great fucking TV show. This has been just top notch shit. Every season, you're asking yourself with this show, how are they going to top themselves? And they definitely topped everything with the way everything has unfolded in the last half of season 5. And they are definitely going out with a bang, you know, which was the contrast to a lot of the way people felt The Sopranos ended. They felt it went on a downhill note. There's no way this is a downhill note. This is the best the show has ever been. If they wanted to go more seasons, they easily could because they still got creative juices flowing. But hats off to the creators and the crew for ending the show here, leaving people, on a high note rather than running out of gas, and, remembering how good the show once was compared to how, stale and boring it is at that time. So, yeah. So we get this episode, of course, in the past couple weeks, fucking fantastic episode from the week before this one with Jack and his crew killing Hank, and Walt kidnapping Holly and trying to fake the phone call to Skyler to try to make it that she's a victim, not an accomplice with him. Just stunning, edge of your seat, jaw dropping shit where you feel like, oh my god, you want to catch your breath for a moment, but you don't want to look away. It's one of those things, it's like a horrifying thing to fucking watch, but it's so fucking good that you can't keep your eyes away. This isn't, something pretty, something beautiful. This is ugly shit we're doing here. This is, just delinquent, criminal, bad shit, appalling shit, but you cannot keep your eyes away from the TV. They're glued. So with this episode, we had Walt following through with the plans of him doing a new identity, starting a new life. He's set to go to New Hampshire. We knew this was going to happen from the season premiere with the flash forward. So him and Saul are getting ready to start their new lives and all this, but Walt says he still has some more business to do, and that's to go after Jack's crew, kill them all, and get his money back, to continue to provide for his family. That was why he got into this in the first place, was to provide for his family. And that's still how it is, even though his family hates his guts right now. And they have nothing to do with him, literally. So we get that. Skyler, even though Walt, tried to make it sound like she's a victim, of course, you still have the law, going against her since they don't have Walter. She's the next best thing for them. And when she's at home, fucking Todd and his crew are dressed up as burglars, and they're in the baby's room, and they threaten Skylar. They hold her mouth and say, don't say anything about Lydia or any of us. Keep your mouth shut and we won't kill you. So, this shit just does not end. You had Jess. They ransacked Jesse's house, Jack's crew, or Hank's house. Might be at Hank's house, and they found the videotape of Jesse confessing and all that, and you see them they have Jesse in like this little fucking bunker underground, and he's all fucked up still. He's a little healing, but he's trying to find a way out of that place. He uses the paper clip from the picture of Andrea and Brock to get out of the handcuffs. So one of the major things is Jack wants to off Jesse, but Todd says, we just made a batch of 92% purity meth because of Jesse, and we need to keep this stuff going with Lydia. We could still make more money. He's like Walter White now. He doesn't know when to just quit. He wants to keep going more and more. So Todd is like, the new Walter White pretty much. A good comparison there. So Todd goes to Lydia. Lydia wants Skyler dead, but Todd's like, she's not saying anything, and he wants to continue the business with Lydia of sending the meth overseas now that it has a 92% purity. So yeah, then we get fucking Jesse escapes, and he's trying to get out of the place, but they catch him, they get the spotlight on him, and he's telling them to just kill him. And then the shocking scene of the fucking episode, just like that, just fucked with your emotions and shit, and just ripped your heart out of your chest and spit on it and stepped on it. They go to Andrea. Todd goes to Andrea's house and says that he's with Jesse, and she goes outside and he says, this isn't anything personal, takes out his gun and shoots her in the fucking head. And Jesse's there in the car watching, crying and screaming. Oh my fucking god. This show does not let up for 1 week. Every week is a fucking emotional fucking toll. It's great. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I felt so bad for Jesse at this point. Like, if Jesse dies, like, that'll be fine with me. I love Jesse, that's my favorite character. But if he dies, it's deserved, because this guy has been through so much. And, within these past couple of seasons, it'd be a good thing for him to die rather than live this fucking horrible life. So yeah, you get that. And then you get Walt, which is, the other story going on. Of course, Walt being in New Hampshire. So this like a little isolated fucking place, a huge drop off from being Heisenberg and the kingpin and having all this money and the family. Now he's in this isolated cabin all by himself. The cancer's back. He's getting really skinny. His wedding ring is falling off his finger because he's getting so skinny. He has nobody to talk to. He's begging the guy who set him up there to just stay a couple of more hours. He offers him $10,000 to stay with him an extra hour just because he has no company. And he tries to go and leave because he doesn't want to stay there. He has business to do, take care of Jack and his crew. He tries to leave, but he's like, tomorrow, because he doesn't have the power anymore. And then he decides to finally do it. He needs to figure out a way to give his family his money. So he wraps like 100,000 or some shit, 10,000, 100,000, I forgot, in a box, and he goes out of the place into a residential area, a bar, and he's gonna mail it to. He calls up Walt Jr. at school, telling the principal that it was Marie. So Walt Jr. is on the phone, and he's shocked that he hears his dad's voice, and Walt's breaking down, and he's saying that he's gonna send the money to his friend Lewis's house to pick it up and all that. And then Walt Jr. goes off on him, you killed Hank, you're trying to make up for it with money, what's wrong with you, why don't you just die already? And he just hangs up on him. And Walt's saying, this can't all be for nothing. And that was just a great line, because for these past 5 seasons, all he said is, I need to provide for my family. This is all for my family. And now his family won't even take the money. So what is this all for if the money is not even going to go to them, if he can't even provide? This was literally all for nothing. Just unbelievable shit. And then he calls the cops, and he's about to turn himself in. And then he sits at the bar waiting for the cops to storm the place and arrest him. And he watches the TV, and Elliot and Gretchen, the couple that made Gray Matter with him, that very profitable company that he dropped out of, they're being interviewed, and they're talking about Walter White, and they're saying that Walter had nothing to do with Gray Matter. All he provided was the name. He didn't add anything else to the company. Pretty much useless besides adding the name. And then Gretchen says that Walter White is dead. He died a while ago. Heisenberg, that person is a totally different person from Walter White. And then we get the theme music. We see the fucking face of Bryan Cranston, and Heisenberg is back for one more fucking blaze of glory. Awesome. He leaves. The cops come to arrest him, but we see the drink there and the money there, so he left, and he is back to being Heisenberg, and he has some fucking shit to settle. Great fucking episode. Just another great episode of plenty of great episodes with this show. So yeah, what the hell is gonna happen? For one thing, I can be sure is Heisenberg is back for one last blaze of glory. That is without a doubt. For this past half season, we haven't seen Heisenberg really. There's been little glimpses and hints, but there's no doubt about it. He was Walter White. Leading up to this episode, Walter White was turning himself in. Walter White was crying and breaking down to his son, but now he has nothing to live for. His family won't even take the money from him. So Walter White is dead, as Gretchen said, and it's now fucking Heisenberg. So it's going to be bloody. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be chaotic, this finale. What is going to happen? We know he gets that fucking huge-ass gun at the Denny's place. That's for Jack's crew, of course, I would think. He gets the vial of rice, and who the fuck is that for, Heisenberg is going to go on a spree to tie up all fucking loose ends. I don't know what the finale is going to end with. I could see Walt going to kill Jack's crew. He finds Jesse. Jesse helps him out. Then at the end, Jesse kills Walter for all the fucking misery that Walter has put him through. But this thing could go a million other ways. What the hell is going to happen? Is Skyler going to make it? Is Marie going to make it? Who's going to die? Who's going to live? Yeah. This is going to be amazing, no doubt about it. So there's your review for this week's episode. It is a very sad thing that this show is ending, because I don't think we're ever going to see another show like this. The best show of all time. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if the finale didn't even happen yet, that we don't know what kind of ending we're leaving with. I have no doubt in my mind it's going to be a fantastic ending. And this is just the greatest TV that we have and probably will ever see. This is just a fantastic show from top to bottom. So thank you to all the people who have been a part of this show, for entertaining us with this for so many seasons, and just quality TV after quality, season after season of quality fucking TV. So yeah, there you go. Let me know what you think is gonna happen with this finale. Who's the rising for? Is Walt gonna kill Jesse? Is Jesse gonna kill Walt? What's gonna happen between the two? What's gonna happen with the investigation on Skyler? What's gonna happen with Walt Jr.? Who's gonna die? Who's gonna live? Let me know what you think. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'll be back with the Breaking Bad series for the last ever review for the finale, and we'll talk about it and go all into detail about what happened. I'll probably be in euphoria and sadness and bittersweet mentality and all this shit because the show's over, but it'll probably be a fucking hell of an episode. So there you go. I'm Jay Shady, the voice of reason. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.